Hey y'all, I'm Paige and welcome to my channel. If you've never seen my face before, please consider subscribing before you leave. Also give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. Okay, so today I'm gonna be going over my 4-month update. I guess that's what we're gonna call it. It's my entire month 4 of being pregnant. I'm gonna give you all the details, all the symptoms, all the everything. Just give you one good hefty update from the last 3-4 weeks, is that right? From 14 to 17 weeks. So obviously, if you watch my first trimester update, I was just so doggone sick that I couldn't even do all the updates that I had planned. I was gonna do like by month or by week, but there was absolutely no way I could talk, and talking would make me nauseous. Like, I guess inhaling so much air talking made me nauseous. I am still dealing with some morning sickness. I got so excited because I was under the impression that when that second trimester rolled around, I was gonna have like this burst of energy. I was gonna feel like myself, as much I guess as you can feel like yourself when you're pregnant. And I wasn't gonna be sick anymore. So when week 13 rolled around, I decided to not take my nausea medicine. If you didn't know, I've been taking Diclegia since like week 6 or 7, and I had to because I was throwing up like multiple times a day. I wasn't just nauseous, like I just didn't feel good. No, I was throwing up. Whatever I was intaking, I would throw it up. So I had to take some medicine, and I thought, hey, I'm not feeling like as nauseous during the day, because even when I take the medicine, I still feel like a little queasy, and I feel like it had leveled off. So I said, okay, I'm not going to take my pills tonight, so we'll see how it goes the next day. The next day came, and I was good like all throughout the day until about like the afternoon came. And when I threw up, I like threw up every single thing that I had eaten that morning and afternoon. So then I assumed after that I would be fine. I was not. I ate a cucumber and I drank some water, and that was literally it. That was all I had, and about 30-40 minutes after that, I threw all of that up. So after that, I decided I'm not eating anymore, and I'm gonna go ahead and take this pill again, because obviously I'm still suffering with morning sickness and I can't get off of this yet. So I went ahead and took my pill, and I just sipped on some water very slowly for like the next hour, and then I ended up throwing that up. So just throwing up water. So I was like, okay, I hear you, Jesus, I'm gonna keep taking this medicine. So there is the update on the morning sickness. It has not gone away, but it's definitely a lot more tolerable. I guess maybe I'm just used to the nausea now, or maybe it's not as bad. Maybe I found some ways to tolerate it. I don't know, but I do still have to like chew on some mint throughout the day and some chewing gum. Those have been like my saving graces. If it was not for that double mint chewing gum and the Lifesaver mints, I don't know what this pregnancy would have been like. I have started suffering from like some back pain. I can tell just from like walking around for like maybe like 20 to 30 minutes, even in shoes that have never ever hurt my feet before. We were in Lowe's like a few weeks ago, and we were just walking around. We were checking out closet systems because we had to put one in our nursery closet. So we were looking at those. We were looking at some shelves, just some different things. We weren't even in there that long, and before I knew it, my feet were throbbing, and I mean like aching up to the point like it's working its way up through my legs, and then the bottom of my back's hurting. And you know, like the walk that pregnant women do, like they're pushing their back and they're like, they look like they're about to give out and they're walking. I had to do that walk in Lowe's, and I'm not even showing that much. So there's people probably looking at me like, what is wrong with this girl? That's another thing. I haven't really been showing all that much. So if you didn't know, you probably just think that I was just carrying a little extra weight in my mid-rise, drift, whatever area. I'm not really all that showing. I definitely think that I'm carrying very low. Every time they've looked for her heartbeat or the ultrasounds, like they've had to go low. She is down low up in there. And we also found out that we are having a girl, in case you missed that. I will link the gender reveal up above so you can check that out if you haven't already. It was a magical emotion-filled day. I have watched it personally probably 20 or 30 times because I love the day, I love the feeling, and I feel like that gender reveal video just like encapsulated, if that's even a word, just all the feelings from that day in that one video. So I absolutely love that video. If you haven't, please go check it out because it's amazing. We did get to see her on a 3D, 4D ultrasound, and she was still small then, so she didn't have like a lot of fat in her face, so we really couldn't like see any details. I mean, we could see her, but not so much as like what she's gonna look like when she's here. So we did book some more appointments for later on, so when she's got a little fatter and you can see like more definition in her face, we'll be able to see that. And I'll probably be sharing some photos and stuff either here or over on my Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, you definitely should, because I'm there every single day, whereas I'm only here about 2 to 3 times a week. My normal schedule is 3 times, but because of this baby, I'm doing good to put up 2, okay? Just gonna throw that out there, all right? Heartburn. And now, I do get heartburn and indigestion confused, okay? So, I might be suffering from indigestion, I don't know. But food that normally gives me indigestion or heartburn, because I was suffering from that even before I got pregnant, are not giving it to me now. And it's random stuff that I can't even pinpoint what it is that gives it to me, but it's just like, it's ridiculous. And there was one night that was really, really rough. And I wanna say it was when I turned 16 weeks, I think. It was so bad because I'm dealing with sinus drainage because this pollen is ridiculous. So I got sinus drainage on top of indigestion. And if you don't know what all of that feels like happening, it was rough. That night we were putting the closet together and I'm like sitting on the floor, and I told Cody like, I'm ready to go to bed. And it was like 9:30. If y'all know me, that is not a normal time for me to go to bed. I'm such a night owl, but I felt so bad. And then when I got into bed, I couldn't lay down because I felt like I was drowning if I laid down. So I'm like sitting up, and then finally I go to the bathroom and I'm like, oh my gosh, I think I'm gonna have to throw up. And I had took my medicine that night, so I'm like, no, I'm trying to have like a pep talk with myself. And this has happened on so many occasions. I'm like, you cannot throw up. You took your medicine already. You won't be able to take it again because then you won't know if it's still in your system or if you threw it up. So you cannot throw up. So I'm like just trying to talk to myself, and I'm like burping with caution because I'm like, if I just burp freely, there's no telling what could come up. So I'm just like, it was so rough. I just like held on to the door frame in our bathroom and just stood over the toilet. Eventually I was able to go to sleep, but y'all, that night was pretty rough. I had like, I don't know, if you've never had to deal with that, praise the Lord, because that combination was terrible. I have started feeling some like round ligament pain. I can definitely feel some things like stretching and moving and readjusting. I do have lower back pain quite often. I already suffered with back pain anyway, so I knew that when the time come that I got pregnant, I was most likely going to have it then. I am short-waisted, so I know everything's gonna be like crammed up in there. So I can only imagine all of the stress that is putting on my back and my frame. So I'm not complaining at all. My husband does pick at me quite a bit because one day I'm complaining because my bump hasn't like popped. You know, like when it gets to that point where there's no turning back, like I'm still at the point where I can wake up and I look pregnant, but it hasn't popped yet. So I'm like on the fence. Like one day I'm like, oh man, like it hasn't popped. And then like after I've eaten something or by that evening, my belly is out there and I'm like, good gracious, look at this thing. And my husband keeps saying, you just can't satisfy you, can you? One minute you're complaining it's too little, the next minute you're complaining because it's big. What do you want? I really don't know what I want. I really don't know. But I guess it's just so amazing to me because I guess I look at other people's pictures of the progression of their stomach, and it's so amazing that everybody is so different. Every pregnancy is so different. You carry so differently. As of right now, if you look at me from behind, I look absolutely no different. If you look at me from the front, I don't think I look much different either. But if you know me and you really know what my waistline looks like, then you definitely know that there is a bump there. So I do look at it occasionally throughout the day. I just look down just to make sure that it's still there. You know, just checking on things. We have started buying a few things here and there, like literally a few, and we started shopping for stuff, meaning like we're trying to figure out the brand of thing that we want to get, trying to see the prices of things, looking to see if we can get it, you know, pre-used, or if we can get it for a good deal, looking at all the sales. Like that's pretty much like where we're at right now, making a timeline for when we want the nursery to be done and all the good stuff. So the appointments that we are looking forward to in the next couple of weeks is going to be my 20-week anatomy scan, and I have to admit, I don't think I'm all that nervous about it. I will say that throughout this pregnancy, because we've suffered a loss before, there have been like moments where I get anxious or a little worried about certain things, but the 20-week scan has not been something I've been very worried about. I guess when I finally got to see the baby at our gender ultrasound, I was just like amazed. And as much as she was moving and so active, and she's still very active, when they checked her at my 16-week appointment, her heart rate, she was like moving, and the doctor was like trying to follow her around my stomach to find her. So I just feel so blessed that I'm able to carry her even to this point. I know that God is going to be with us, and no matter his plan for this journey that we're on, I know he will be there with me throughout it all. He has always been there, so I know he will continue to be there with us. So I'm not nervous. I'm kind of just ready for them to tell me like what all the things are and just show me everything. I just kind of want to see her again. That's pretty much where we're at right now, because it's been almost 3 weeks now since we had that ultrasound, so I can't wait to see like how much she's progressed in size by that 20-week appointment. I think that will be very, very interesting. I don't have any stretch marks yet besides the ones that I already had before I got pregnant. I've always had stretch marks like on my thighs and my butt, because I guess, I mean, for one, it's genetic. You're gonna get it if, you know, your family has them, but my butt and thighs like grew immensely in middle school, and I think that's where it come from. But I don't have any on my stomach. Like I said, my stomach hasn't like overnight hasn't grown much. It definitely has grown, but not like pow. So no stretch marks. My boobs, on the other hand, my boobs have definitely gone up a full cup size now, and every single night I look at them. I like examine them, because also my nipples have darkened, and like incredibly darkened. Like me and my husband, like we analyze everything because we're trying to make sure that we're, you know, paying attention to stuff. We know what's going on. He's like, is that supposed to be that dark? And is it supposed to look like that? And why does that look like that? So we kind of like go over everything every night, compare like the size of stuff. But those have definitely got bigger. Like I bought a bra right before I found out I was pregnant, so I've been putting that on like maybe once a week. That's kind of been like how I can compare them, and I'm out of it. Like I'm busting out of it. There's no way I'm gonna keep being able to wear it, and if these puppies get any bigger, they're gonna like choke me in my sleep or something. I don't know how I'm gonna deal with. I've always wanted like, you know, bustierness up here, but wow. I guess because it's happened so drastically, it's shocking. It kind of blew my mind. I knew that some women, you know, deal with that, but I guess I wasn't expecting me to, you know. And I think 2 other symptoms that I don't think I mentioned before, and maybe I did, I don't even know, because pregnancy brain is real, but definitely my hair has been a lot drier, and my skin has been totally broken out. Now I know it looks pretty decent right here. The light, all the things are happening. All the things are helping, but what you cannot see is under here. There's probably 20 pimples on like my neck, my chin area down here. It is ridiculous. I have a couple that have finally gone away on my face. I had a few over here that were just being really disrespectful, but now under here, I'd much rather be broke out under here instead of on my face, you know, because it's kind of like hidden down there. You don't notice it as much, but yeah, definitely my hair is not, it's not thriving at all. They say that girls steal your beauty, and I believe it. I totally believe it. Thankfully, it's not like tremendously, but my skin and hair have not, my skin and hair have definitely seen better days. Not gonna lie, not gonna lie. I love seeing what other people's symptoms are like during certain times. So if you are also pregnant around the same time, or you remember what it was like between like that 14, 17 week, your 4-month pregnancy symptoms, if you remember them, or like I said, if you are currently pregnant, leave them down below so I can see if we got some of the same things going on. I don't know, I just like knowing what everybody else is dealing with. Makes me feel good that I'm not alone in this. Definitely helps. And like I said, please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and make sure you subscribe for future content from me. And I will see you guys in the next one. I hope you have a beautiful and blessed day, y'all. Bye.